Hi and welcome. Today we're going to be doing creating this Victorian frame shadow box with the Teacup mini album, and this is a kit that I have available on my website at thealteredmusestudio.com. Okay, and I'm going to be showing you how to put the shadow box frame together, and this is my design. This is one of my designs that I created, and how to decorate it. So before I start, I'm going to show you everything you get in a kit. Real quick, I'm going to put that off to the side. So these are the chipboard die cuts that I created, and this is the shadow box, and here's the fence. Let me get the fence down here. And then, of course, there's the frame that's going to go on top of the shadow box. And then, of course, you have your Teacup mini album. And they're all made out of chipboard. I'm going to put those aside. And you get the Graphic 45 Botanical Tea paper. And there's 12 sheets, and it's, believe me, there is more. Even making the kit, there is leftover paper. You will definitely have enough paper and embellishments to do something even totally different with it. So this is the gorgeous paper that it comes with it. Just pop back over. I'll hold that up. And it's double-sided. And there's another sheet. And then you have the brown with the word, like the script. Yep, this is Graphic 45. And you have the little flowers. It's really super pretty paper. This reminds me of the old transferware China pattern. I think that's what it was called. And there's another one. And then, of course, you have like borders and little journal blocks. And, of course, they always have the stamps that you can use. And then there's this paper. And this one, which is really pretty. And I think I already showed that one. I don't know why I have two of them. Probably one of my leftovers. This one has words on it. And then you get a whole page of journal cards, which you can either cut up and incorporate in your shadow box or on your mini album pages, or you can do something totally different with these. Yeah, they're gorgeous, gorgeous papers. I just, when I opened this, I was like, oh, I love it. Okay, so then, all the embellishments you get, let me pull them over here. You are going to get some of the chipboard. You'll get 6 chipboard. Hang on, let me get the bag open here. It's not going to come open. I'm going to just dump this out. Okay. So you get 6 of the chipboard pieces that match the paper. And these are also Graphic 45. And they're all going to be different. Everyone's kit's going to be different chipboard pieces. Okay? You are going to get 4 of these resin. Hang on, let me get them in my hand here so I can hold them up to the camera. You're going to get 4 of these little pearl resin embellishments. You will get a small doily die cut. You will get 2 of these leaf die cuts. And 2, and you'll either get pink, I think I did pink, yellow, or the white with pink. These are clay roses. And you get hang on, let me get them all together. You get 5 of these leaf die cuts. And then you get 2 of each of these die cuts. Get them loose. I'll hold them up so you can see them. They're like a flourish. So you get those 2. And like I said, there's 2 of each. Okay, let me set that aside. We're done with that. And then you get 18 of the paper roses. And you get the blue, lavender and white. You'll get a packet of the Donna Salazar fairy dust glitter, so you can sugar your roses and your flowers. And then you also get, there's even more flowers. You're going to get 4 of the petaloo feathers, and these are a cream colored, and they're different sizes. And hold on, 6. You will get 7 petaloo flowers, and they're all different in each kit. Some of you might have the large white and rose colored flower, or you might have just the rose colored, and then the sizes will vary on the cream ones. And you also get, you will either get a teacup or a teapot charm that you can hang off of your little mini album if you'd like. So I'm just going to put them back in here. And you will get a whole bunch of ribbons and trims. So you will get 12 inches or so, a little bit longer of this. I don't know if you can, I don't know if my camera's going to focus on it. It's cream, and it's little roses with the pearls going around them. You get a blue and pink real thin ribbon. You get this pink decorative ribbon. You'll get a double-sided wide satin ribbon, and that's so you can, if you want to use it to hang it on the wall, you can make the little loop in the back to hang it up. And then you get a piece of sheer ribbon, and this sheer ribbon is to tie your Teacup mini album together. And you get a rose-colored lace, a cream crocheted lace, and this white flowered lace trim. Okay, and then you get 2 more doilies that you can incorporate. You can cut these up and use them on there. Okay, so I just showed you everything that comes in the kit, and that's $38.99 for the kit, and it includes everything I just showed you. So before you put your frame together, your shadow box itself, You're going to want to paint it, which I've done here. I've already pre-painted my frame and the shadow box. You don't have to paint the shadow box if you're planning on covering the whole inside with paper. I just painted it because it just was handy to do that. The way I painted mine was I painted it all with like a vintage, the folk art vintage white. I put 2 coats of this on. Then I went over it with the folk art metallic champagne paint. And then I went over it with the Adirondack Alcohol Mixatives Pearl and the gold. I did the gold first, and then I went over it with the pearl to tone down the gold color. And that's how I got this. Let me show it. I'll hold it up so you guys can see. It kind of looks real vintagey. So there is a piece that you will get in the kit and you're going to go, oh, well, why do I have this? Why did she include it? It is actually the center to the frame. Right here. This piece I include in each of the kits. This piece fits perfectly in here. So this is actually going to be like a template so you can cut out your paper to fit inside your shadow box part, okay? But before we I already have my piece cut, my paper. Before we put the paper in, I actually want to show you how to fold up and glue your box. So I'm using the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive, and you're going to go around, and there are on the top and the bottom, there are 2 sets of score lines. You're going to fold up on the big part down here, and then this little part folds out because that's where we're going to glue the shadow box to the frame. So it's going to look like this. And you see that? I know my camera's being silly today. Okay, so both sides go up like this, and then these sides have glue tabs, and the glue tabs fold in just like this. You're going to fold these 2 tabs in, and you're going to fold your box up. And I'm going to fold these 2 tabs in, and I'm going to fold my box up. So now we're going to glue, these are your glue tabs, we're going to glue our box together. So I'm just going to put a little glue on these 2 tabs and do one end at a time. I actually got a little too much glue on this one. If I don't wipe it off, if you use too much quick dry glue, it's not quick dry anymore. So I'm just going to fold it down and then press my back piece up. And you're just going to hold it. And do the same to this side. It's easier if you hold it down on a flat surface. So I'm just going to hold this here for just a second. And I try to get the excess glue off, because of course your glue is going to kind of ooze out a little bit. Hello, Miss Fence. Hi, Froggy. So I'm just going to fold up my other side now and glue it. Come on. Way too much glue again. When will I learn? No, just kidding. Sometimes I don't like the new tip that they put on the Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. They used to have a really super fine tip on them, and now they're kind of like the Aliens tacky glue, where it's real wide at the top. I don't like it. So then before, and mine's a little warped because I painted it, but once I add it to the frame, it'll flatten out. Don't worry if your stuff warps, the box warps a little bit. It'll be fine after you glue it to your frame. Okay. So before I add this on here, like this, to make your shadow box, I want to decorate the inside because it's kind of hard to work around the edge of the frame. So I'm just going to set this frame off to the side for right now. And I have pre-cut, and you do not have to do this because I know a lot of people don't like to fussy cut, and that's fine. I cut out the teapot, this rose, these flowers right here, and these two butterflies, and this strip of what are they called? Postage stamps. Okay, you don't have to do that. If you don't want a fussy cut, you can just take this sheet of paper and glue it down. But make sure that your teapot, when you're figuring out what you want to do, you kind of want to position it so the handle of this teapot is in the corner. Because that way, when you put your mini album in, the teapot looks like it's pouring into the teacup on the mini album. Okay? But I fussy cut all my pieces out, and I'll show you. There's the teapot, and I put it up on Pop Dots. And this is the background that I picked. And when you trace this to cut out your paper, because the glue tabs are on the inside, when you put this in here, it may be a tight fit and you may have to take off just a hair at the top. And now I got my paper stuck in here. I'm going to pry my paper out. There we go. Okay, so let me get the rest of my pieces. So I have the two butterflies. This is the little stuff that comes out of the teapot that I cut out, and I popped it up on Pop Dots. And I have the rose, and I have the flowers that came off of that paper, and then there's another paper that has these flowers on it, and I just cut out a little section, and I'm going to pop them over top of those. And what else do I have? There's another little flower. I did cut out the hummingbird because I did that one on the other one, but I'm doing this one just a little bit different. So I don't think I'm going to use the hummingbird on this one. So let's get our paper in the bottom here, and let me trim off that top. A cheat sheet. Who needs a cheat sheet? Carolyn, do you need a cheat sheet? Just like that. I just took a little bit off, and I'm going to see if oh, perfect. It fits in there perfectly. Now we can glue it down. Who's not behaving? So I'm just going to use the Scotch quick dry adhesive, and I'm just going to run some glue along the bottom here. It's easier to put it on the bottom than on the paper because this is kind of like a box, and if you don't have it lined up when you slide the paper in here, you're going to get glue all over everything. So I just make it easier and put the glue on the bottom. And then I'll just slide this in here, line it up, and press it down. And I do have some excess, which I'm going to get out here. Hang on. Oh. I put a little too much glue, but we can just wipe it out. It's kind of oozing out. Alright, so there you go. I have my paper on the inside here. Super, super cute. Hi, Joe. Hi, Dar. If you're wondering what I'm working on, this is a kit that I have available up in my store. And I only have a few left. So if you want it, you can either go over to my store at theultramusestudio.com, and it's right on that page. As you go on there, it'll be right there. It's the first post on there. And then there's a PayPal button for it, or just let me know and I can send you a PayPal invoice. Bonnie, why do you keep putting up the Ustream channel link? Okay, I'll show you. This is what we're making right here. It has a little mini album on the inside. For those of you who just came in, we're kind of recreating this. I am going to do a little bit different because this one's already the way it is, so I just thought I would do something different. Okay, so now that I have my paper in here, now I can position the pieces that I fussy cut out of the paper. So for the teapot, in order for this to work, I have to fold up the bottom part like this. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. This little edge right here is bent up, and I'm actually going to glue it to the side of the Shadowbox. So we're going to find out, I'm going to grab one of the little teacups here, and I'm going to set it in here just to kind of line this up and get the right, there we go, right there. That's perfect. So now I'm going to leave this teacup in here so I can line this up. I'm just going to put this on there real quick. Oops. I use way too much Pop Dots. I just want to let you guys know that. So, and I just want to put a little bit of glue on that little piece I had to fold up. Oops. Oh my gosh, this bottle's driving me nuts tonight. There's got to be a way to make it so it doesn't come out as fast. I just glued that in there. All right. So then we have the little swirlies that I cut out. Let's see if I can get it close enough so you guys can see. This was also part of the paper, and I have it up on Pop Dots, and that's coming out of the little spout of the teapot. So we're going to add that on here. And I'm just going to lift this up a little bit and line it up. So that's what I have so far. Let me get my teacup out. So I have the little teapot up in the corner. And now I can take my little teacup out of there. And let's see, where is my... I'm looking for... I'm missing... Oh, there it is. I'm going to add this right up at the top here. And I'm going to trim it down just a wee bit. So it can fit up here. I have this right up in the corner. Yep, that's perfect. All right, so I'm going to glue the stamps in here. If I can get it out. Yeesh. Right up in this corner. Just to give it a little background. And then this rose, I'm just going to put right here. And I'm just using glue for this one. Oops. Sticking it right in there just like that. So then our next piece is the other part of the flowers that I cut out. And I'm just going to stick this right over in the corner here. And put a little bit of glue on here. Like that, and just get it right over into that corner. Just like that. And then these ones that I cut out have the pop dots on the top two flowers, and I'm going to glue the bottom. So it has a little bit of a dimension. Just like that. And we'll get these positioned in. Like that. So far that's what I have going on in there. You can see the little flowers overlapping each other and the rose. And I have this one single flower that I thought would look cute kind of tucked in here. So I'm just going to slide that right in there. Put a little glue on it. Slide it right down in there, just like that. So there. I filled in that little spot right between these two flowers with that other one that I cut out. And I'm going to add my butterflies. I'm putting the big one up at the top. And then this one that looks like it's landed and its wings are folded up, I'm actually going to put that right over here on the rose. So it looks like it landed on the rose, and I have this one on Pop Dots. And I'm just going to position it. And not quite where I wanted it. So it's just like that. And I'm going to use one of the chipboard pieces. I have, this one is the roses with the bird, and I thought that would look cute down here. Now, mind you, most of the stuff that you have down below here, when you put the fence on, it's going to kind of cover some of it up. It'll peek through, but it's going to kind of cover some of it up. So, you just kind of want to be mindful not to really put too much down at the bottom. Okay. So I think that's all I want to add for the inside for right now. So that's what that looks like so far. Okay, so our next step, we want to add the fence before we put the frame over top, because this fence is going to actually be glued right to this, the top of this piece right here that you're going to glue, that the frame's going to glue to. Okay. So I'm actually going to use my Beacon 3-in-1 because it's a little bit stronger hold. And I'm just adding some glue at the bottom of each one of these, of the fence piece. Okay. And you just want it to kind of you just want to have enough that the glue's able to grab. And when you put the frame over top, it'll actually keep that the fence up. Right now it's tilting in because of the way this tab. Okay, so before I glue my frame on, I'm actually going to trim these tabs down just a wee bit, and you're going to want to do this too. I made them a little bit extra long. And remember, these are glue tabs. You don't have to be perfect when you're trimming these down. You just don't want them hanging over the bottom of your frame. So I'm going to double check that right now. And I'm going to get my frame and make sure that I trimmed it enough. Oops, my fence is kind of moving a little bit. And I think I did. I think we're good. Alright, So I'm just going to use my Beacon 3-in-1 to glue my frame onto the Shadowbox. Just like that. Oops. And hopefully not glue it to myself. Yeesh. Okay, so I'm going to line up at the bottom here. And then line up at the top. So you're going to kind of want to hold this for just a few minutes so it can set up. I'm just going to slide my fence down. You may have to make a few adjustments with the fence once you get it on. There you go. I just have to hold it here for a second. And I'm going to flip it over for a second, well, on its side. And I just want to run a bead of glue along this edge, along the two edges of the Shadowbox, so the frame is adhered. And I'm going to do that on this side. Okay. So there's the frame with the fence, and so far some of the decoration inside. Okay. So now we can work on, I'm going to let this kind of sit and dry for a minute before we fuss with it too much. So let's work on the the Teacup Mini. And I have already a few pieces. So you get the blank chipboard pieces, and you're just going to pick your paper. And I'm going to show you really quick. I'm just going to grab a random piece here. Let me see, something that you guys can see, maybe this side, maybe that side. Okay, so all you're going to do is lay your piece down. So whichever way your teacup is laying, so if it's laying this way, you're going to be covering this side of the teacup, what you're tracing. So if you're laying it this way, it's going to cover this top part, whatever you're tracing. So if I'm going to trace this out, on my paper, and I'm just doing a really quick trace job. And don't forget to get inside the handle, just like that. And then you're going to flip your paper over, so you know that teapot's down in that corner. So you're going to flip your teapot, or your teacup over, well, I'm calling it a teapot, and you're going to trace this side. So you have two pieces of paper per teacup. probably see my tracing better on this one. Just like that. Can you see where I traced? And then you're just going to cut it out. You're going to cut out both. You got this one and you got this one. So then you have this whole half of the paper that you didn't use that you can use on a whole other project. So once you have it traced out, and I have one already traced out right here, and this is going, you're going to glue it down onto your teacup. Do not cut out where the handle is. Leave that there. And just glue. I'm just using the quick dry, the Scotch quick dry. And here again, I'm just putting the glue down on the chipboard. But if you prefer to put it on the paper, it really doesn't matter. This is just easier for me. So I'm just going to line it up. Press it down. Okay, and you're going to let this dry. Let the glue dry for a little bit, because then we're going to take an X-Acto knife and we're going to cut out that center part and trim off the excess that's around the teacup. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside for a second, and I'm going to show you really quick. Oh, I got to clean my mat off so I can show you guys how to, hang on a second, emboss. How I embossed some of these pieces. I have a few examples sitting here to show you. Oops. Put that over there. Let's add everything on this mat that I shouldn't have had on there. But that's okay. I got it cleaned off quickly. So let me move this mat, my mat over here. This is my embossing mat. It's a big one. It's not a little one. Okay, so these are a few of the die cuts that come in the set of, or the kit. And I'm just going to show you really quick. For this leaf, I just kind of stick my hand in the middle and I kind of pinch to make the leaf kind of look a little real. And just go around and pinch and kind of squeeze to get the leaf to kind of curl up a little bit. And I'm just going to give it a nice little pinch in the center. So there's what they look like. Christine is picking up her son from the airport tonight, so she couldn't be here. Ryan's coming home for a visit. Alright, so then for these leaves right here, I'm just going to use my stylus and I'm pressing. I'm not rubbing in a circular motion. I'm just going around the edge of the leaf and pressing it, and then I go up the center. So I'm going to go around the edge, and I got a good pressure on it, and then up the center. I'm just kind of pressing where the leaf meets the stem, so it gets a nice little curl like that. Okay, so then for these ones, I kind of make them look, let me show you one. This one I kind of played with the color on it. Let me show you this one. Okay, so I kind of made it, oh, you probably can't see that because it's almost the same color as my hand. Let me see. Where can I put this on? Quick, what is it? No, let me grab a piece of paper. A white piece of paper. All right. There. Now you should be able to see it. There you go. So it's kind of curved. I flipped it over and embossed it from the other side to make it look like this. And I'm going to just show you really super quick. So I am going to, this is the back side of the one that I have. And all I'm going to do is, here again, I'm just pressing, I'm not rubbing. And I'm just following the outline of it. And I'm just going all the way down the little stem and in the center of the little swirl at the top. And at the bottom, I just do a nice press and kind of wiggle it a little bit. So then when I flip it over, let me go along this edge here just a little bit. It will look like that. So when I glue it down, it'll kind of puff off the page. Hi, beautiful butterflies. Welcome. And I did the same for the other two die cuts. So I'm just going to quickly flip this one over and just go along the edge on both sides of this. And it kind of gives it like a tin looking texture. It's kind of cool. So there's that one. Okay. I'm not going to show you that one. You guys got the gist of it now, because that's just taking up a whole bunch of time doing these. But I do have to do this one really quick because I'm going to be using this. This one I colored just a little bit on the stem part. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, let me move this mat. And let's bring our teacup back in here so we can clean it up. And I'll show you how I do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean up the edge. So you just get an X-Acto knife and you run it right along the edge of the teacup. You can also use scissors if you're like deathly afraid that you're going to ruin it with an X-Acto knife. But I just find an X-Acto knife is easier and faster. Okay. I gotta clean around this little piece right here. And right here. Alright. So I have it all cleaned up, I think. There we go. There. Alright. So I have it all cleaned up, and you can see I still have some paper in the center here. And you're just going to take your X-Acto knife and go right around the edge. And it'll just pop right out, just like that. Easy peasy. And if you have any pencil marks, which I do, I just go over it with an eraser. You can see any. And then I take a piece of sandpaper and I'm just going to sand my edges really good to clean up so that if there's any jagged pieces. And on the inside here. And it's easier to use a piece of sandpaper because this is kind of a curvy shape, and you can get in the corners and stuff really well. So super, super simple. There's my teacup. Just like that. And then what I used is, who makes these? These are the painter markers, but I'm not sure who makes it. Hang on. Flipping around looking for, oh, Elmer's. Elmer's makes these paintable markers, and I have a gold one. Or painter's markers. And I'm just going to go right along the edge here. You know how the old teacups always had like the gold edge? So I'm just kind of recreating that effect. And I'm going right along the edge here. And I'm actually going to carry it up a little bit over the paper. And right on the inside edge. I just like it to look neat. You know, you can do this with ink if you'd like to. I just find this easy. And these are like $1 or something. These pens. I know I didn't pay very much for them. Okay. So I got that all done, and I got all my pieces, actually. All my chipboard pieces are done. And I have all the paper cut out for both sides. Okay. And all the edges done. So then when it's put together, it really looks like it's got a gold rim around it, like the old teacups used to have. Okay, so now we can fuss with this. Let me get these pieces out of here. Oops, there's a thing. Okay, so now we're going to add some flowers to the fence. And I've already pre-sugared my flowers. And I already embossed all my leaves. So now we're just gonna start assembling our little flowers right on our fence here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut these leaves apart because we don't need that big of a leaf. So I have now you'll have like 3 separate leaves off of each one of these. So let me get them all cut off. So I have those all set to go. I ran out of these petaloo flowers, so I'm kind of improvising tonight with some other petaloo flowers that I had. But you will definitely get the petaloos in your kit. So we're going to start gluing some of these flowers on. And the leaves. So I'm just going to pick this big one right here to start with, and then we're going to fill in. So I'm going to stick that one right in the corner here. And now we're going to add the little leaf here. So it's looking like it's climbing up the fence. Just like that. And I'm going to add one of these big leaves right over here. Just kind of sticking out. And I'm going to add one more. Right over there. Try to get it positioned right. And then from there, we're just going to keep adding some flowers on here. I think I'm going to add another petaloo flower right up like this. Yep. That's going to go right there. Just like that. Oh, you're frozen? Somebody's frozen. And we're just going to add, I'm going to add some more little vinies coming down now. We have this one coming up like that. This one's going to be kind of going across a little towards the bottom. Position it just a wee bit here. Alright. And then we'll just fill in with some flowers. Where did I put my wire cutters? I don't want to use a pair of scissors because it ruins them gotta grab my wire cutters here. And I'm just gonna add this rose maybe down here like that. And let me grab a white one. And you guys will have way a lot of flowers. You're not even going to use them all on this project. And let me get a lavender. And that one's going to go right there. And then I have some of these little tiny ones that I'm going to pull out so I can add them as little fillers. I had one more. Where are you? There you go. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to add one right there. Like that. And I'm going to add one up here. Oops, get in there. And you can add as many flowers as you want, or you don't have to add any flowers. It's up to you. You can leave your little fence plain. There. So now let's work on the other side. And I'm going to put a couple of smaller flowers down here in this corner. And then we can build from there. I don't like this leaf, so I'm going to rip it off. There. Okay. So we can glue the smaller flowers over here. And this one's going to go, put that like that. Put this one right here. Right next to it, we're going to smush them together. Just like that. And then, of course, we got to add our leaves in there. So I'm going to add one going up like this, and one right under this flower. Like that. And once I get all these flowers on, I will turn it around so you guys can see this. Because I know I can't work upside down. I'm dysfunctional that way. So I'm just going to add my little vines. And then we can fill in with some flowers. Just like that. So let me get some of my roses out here. in there. And as you guys can see, I am not even thinking about this. I'm just throwing the flowers on. All you gotta do is clump them together, and I think you got it. And you can run more flowers up the side if you like. You can use less flowers, you can use more flowers. It's totally up to what you like. There are plenty of flowers in the kit. And then I'm going to add a few of these small flowers right there. And then this one right down here. Just like that. Oh, this one I didn't get enough glue on. Hang on. Alright. Now I think I got it. So now I am actually going to add as soon as I get them untangled, these guys going up, but I want to trim it down, so I'm actually going to cut just the center piece out for right now, and this is going to go, I'm going to tuck him in right in there. So let me get a little glue on, and we can lift up and tuck him in there. Just like that. And I'm going to use this whole piece. Don't be afraid to cut your stuff apart. I'm actually going to add this piece. I think I'm going to add that one right in here. Just like that. Oh, that'd be cute. Okay. Gonna add this guy right in here, and we'll have to do the same for the other side. Oops. And okay, let me grab I had another one of these. Hang on. Looking for my other one. This one's colored, but that's okay. I can color the other one. I can sparkle it up in a minute. I'm going to kind of mimic it on the other side just a little bit. So I'm just going to tuck that one in there. A little bit. And I think I'm going to use a little bit of this one to add. Put that one down here. Just trying to give it something a little bit different than the other one that I did. Oops. Okay. And I'm just going to slide this right under there and kind of lay that one right on top there. There we go. have so far. I'll wait for my camera to focus. Okay. So I still have a whole bunch of stuff left over, you guys. So at the top, for the original one that I did, I put Tea Party. It was, this is a chipboard piece that you get in a kit. They're all different. So for this one, I'm going to use these cute little butterflies for right here. And then we can add some flowers. To it. So I'm just going to glue this down. Well, you know what? Before I do that, I kind of want to sand the edges because when they come out and when you get them, there might be little nubs where they were attached to the sheet. And just, all you got to do is do a quick sand on them just to smooth them out a bit so they're not as noticeable. Super simple. And you can ink the edges if you like. I'm just going to use my little paint pen. And this is the gold paint pen. And just give it a little touch of gold around the edges. I love these paint pens. They have them in colors too. And they do stick to metal. Just keep that in mind. So let's glue this on here. And we're going to stick that. I'm just going to center it. And stick it down. I got gluey fingers. Having problems. Okay. And let's see, what else do I want to put on here? What flowers? Let's do blue and white. And then I have the clay ones that we're going to add up there really quick, super fast. So I'm just going to, oh, you know what? I think just one and then the clay flower might look pretty. Let me grab my clay flowers because I have the white and pink. So you get two of those little clay flowers that are just adorable. I just love them. And we're just going to add this one right down in there, I think. Let's see what that looks like. We can get this rose to position itself here. Oops. And we'll cut up our last leaf. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So let me glue this rose down because it's giving me a hassle. Glue the little clay rose down. my other blue rose go? I think I just grabbed it with my sleeve and shot it somewhere. God only knows where it went. I'm looking. I hate when I do that. Do you guys do that? Grab stuff with your sleeve and then you're looking all over for it going, where did that go? Oh, you got booted out, Sue? I'm sorry. Okay, so I totally don't know where that blue flower went, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to fill it in with a purple one, purple and white. I'm okay with it. It doesn't match, but I can always rip it off when the blue flower does finally, oops, appear. I can just take this purple one off and switch it out for the blue one that has magically just disappeared somewhere in my room. And it couldn't have gone too far, but I just am not seeing it. So I'm just going to add my little clay flower. Just like that. And then we can add some leaves. See the top? Yeah, things always disappear in my room. I have enough problems in my room. You can ask Bonnie. It took me almost a whole week to find ribbon that disappeared. Okay, so I'm cutting up the last of the oh, what's this called? This leaf. Stem. Swirly leaf. Something like that. I don't know what it is. And we're just going to kind of tuck these little leaves in. Yep, that works for me. We'll get that in there. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of tuck in. There we go. I got that one in. And now I'm going to get the other side in. There we go. Perfect. So there, I got my little leaves tucked in there. Oh gosh, I hate when that happens. And it's funny because it was in the close proximity that I thought it was, but couldn't find it. Strange. Okay, so let me move some of this stuff out of my way, because we are going to work on our mini album now. So I got to decorate this front cover. Really super quick and easy to do. I'm going to grab some of my trim, and you can do this for each one of your pages if you like. I use the chunkier stuff on the outside, so I'm going to use this ribbon trim on the outside. I'm just going to cut off what I need here. this top edge. And I'm just using the Beacon 3-in-1. And I'm just going to lay it down and just kind of follow the curve of the cup. And let me clean up this tip. It's kind of... Hi, Jerry Ann. When you cut this trim, you're going to have to glue the edges back down. But it's really easy. You'll see. Just like that. Let me glue the pearl over here down just a little bit. So there you have a little trim right up on the top there. And I'm just going to put a little piece of ribbon across the bottom. Kind of like where the teacup, and I think I'm going to tie a little knot. I'm going to do something just a little bit different than what I had. And you get all the ribbon and the trims and the laces and whatnots in the kit. And if you're interested in the kit, I only have a few left. And you have to go over to my website, thealteredmusestudio.com, and it's right on that the page that comes up. Okay, I need to trim this ribbon down. It's kind of awkward to try to tie a knot with a extra long piece because you can't hold the come on. I usually don't fumble this much, but I don't know what my problem is tonight. And that is not tight enough. Right. So now I gotta trim just a little bit. Oops. I am not having a good night with trims tonight for some reason. They don't like me. No. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue underneath this knot just to hold it in place. So there's my cute little kind of like pretend bow. So far. And I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, do I want to use a chipboard piece or do I want to, this is from the paper that I just cut out. It says Botanical Tea. And it's so cute. I think I want to add it right here. and I think I'm going to pop it up. So let me grab my pop dots really quick here. And here I go with the crazy pop dot. You can just call me the crazy pop dot lady because I use so much, too many for one. I think 2 would have sufficed, but I have to be crazy. So I'm just going to kind of put it right about here. Just like that. The teacup is from my puzzle. That's how I design these the Shadowbox frame chipboard pieces, the fence, everything. I created them on my puzzle. And it just needs something else, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put on here. And I think what it's missing is maybe a little piece of doily kind of sticking out the bottom. I think that would be cute. So I'm going to cut this doily right in half. And this is the small doily. And I'm going to pluck that up. And stick that right under here just like that. That is going to look so cute. Alright, let's do that. So let me glue this down. You know what? I think I'm going to use glossy accents for this because it's or not, because I don't see my glossy accents. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Sorry for my hand. Puzzle is it's a die cutting machine. There is no cartridges for it. It's not like a Cricut. You have to design all your own. There's this like a Corel Draw software program that comes with the machine. And if you're not really good at like Photoshop or any of those kind of programs, it can be very difficult to operate. But if you're good at that stuff, by all means, it's amazing to have it because it cuts it can cut metal, chipboard, vinyl, plastic, rubber, wood, thin wood, not like big chunks of wood, kind of more thin wood, kind of like a balsa wood, or you have to buy all the blades that go with it to do all those cuts. They also have a cake blade, and I think there is actually like a quilting one for fabric too. Okay, so I tucked a little piece of that doily down underneath that. My little sign up here. And then that'll be our front cover. So let's tie our Teacup mini album together. And I'm using from the kit the sheer ribbon to do this. And you can then, oh, what I do with that charm? Hang on a second, I gotta find the charm. I don't know where I put it. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Okay. So you get either a teapot or a teacup charm in here. So when you go to tie your ribbon, and I don't have an extra one to use for my mini album. This is actually comes in the kit, but I'm not going to be using it. And you don't want to tie it that tight. Let's see. Let me move this out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. I need to pay attention to where I am. So you kind of want a loose tie, and then make your bow. Oops. Get back here. And I gotta fuss because you just want a small bow. You don't want this big giant bow. So you're gonna have to fuss with your, just a little bit, not too bad. And then you can trim off the excess. Just like that. So that's perfect. And I'm just going to trim off and trim off over here. Just like that. And then you can just attach your charm right on top of that bow if you'd like. I have to get it positioned properly to do that. Okay, so you can attach this right on top of your bow, just like, whoops, let me see if I can place it. I don't want to attach it because I have to order more for mine, but you can just add that right on there. Okay, so now you have your little mini album, and you can decorate up your pages. There's plenty of paper. There is plenty of embellishments to add. You can do all kinds of stuff to it. So, but I'm just going to show you the front cover because we could be here for 10 hours doing this. So then, here's your frame, all completed. I got all my little pieces in there. You just lift your fence up a little bit, and this can slide right in there, just like that. And there you go. How cute is that? And let me get it in camera here. The whole thing. And keep backing out till I get, there we go. So you can see what it took me an hour and a half to do this, and that was just talking you guys through this. So when you purchase the kit, you know how to put everything together. But this would make an awesome Mother's Day gift, or just a gift for a friend, you know. And you don't even have to add the mini. If you want the mini as something separate and you just want to do the Shadowbox frame, you can totally do that too. And make the mini a separate project. They don't even have to go in there. So if you would like this kit, again, you can go to the alteredmusestudio.com, and I do have a few left for purchase. And I did record this class, so you can always come back if you do order your kit, and you can watch it and follow through again. Oops, I forgot these guys. Oh my gosh. So then I just add these little pearls right on here on the side. You don't have to add them if you don't want to. It's just kind of like a little added bonus. So you can just glue those down right on there like that. Good thing I looked over and saw the little pearls on there. I forgot all about them. You guys would have got the kit going. Now, what do I do with these? She didn't say anything about these. Oh yeah, you can add your feathers. Don't forget you get feathers in these kits, and these are the Petaloo feathers, and they're cream. So you can even dress this up with a little bit of feathers. I just tucked one in there just to show you guys. You can add these anywhere. Feathers are always fun. You can even stick them in with the flowers if you want, too. It's totally up to you. So next week's show, in Crafting Comfortably, which is the Facebook group, and if you are not a member and you would like to join, it's Crafting Comfortably on Facebook. You can just go in and ask to join, and I will let you into the group. We have a altered spoon swap going on right now. So next week, I will be showing you how to alter spoons. I just picked mine up yesterday, and I actually got went to Walmart, and they're in the this flatware department. They have some loose ones that you can pick up, and there's 4 of them for, I think they were like 98 cents. I couldn't believe how cheap they were. So we will be doing these. We'll be altering spoons next week. Thank you, Cindy. Oh, Froggy, there's glitter from one end to the other. I'm telling you, in my craft room, you cannot get it out of your carpet. You cannot get it out of anything. I think glitter is become permanent, especially if it is the glitter that I added to the kit, which is this stuff, this Donna Salazar Fairy Dust glitter. This stuff is like air. You breathe wrong over it, and you have a cloud of glitter. Yeah, that's a good one, Cindy. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Questions. Who's got the questions? Okay. Oh yeah, and don't forget to add your ribbon on the back so you can hang. I didn't show you that. But you're just going to fold up a piece. Probably about that size, and glue it to the back of your frame and just have it kind of sitting out so you can hang it. You don't have to add this. You can also set this on an easel if you want to too. but that's how you can hang it. I'm using, well, I said tablespoons. The metal tablespoons, Froggy. No, we're using the metal. I actually picked up these because I thought they were cute too. These are soup spoons. And they're more, they got a bigger surface. They're kind of cute. You know, like if you compare them to the tablespoon. But we're just using regular tablespoons. No wood spoons, no plastic spoons. You need the metal tablespoons, and you can, I got 4 of them for 97 cents at Walmart, or you can get like 2 for $1 at the dollar store, or better yet, go to your thrift store and pick a couple up. You can probably get them for 25 cents a piece. Yep, metal up, ladies. Okay, if there are no questions, I'm going to stop the recording. And I want to thank everybody for coming. And if you have any questions and you purchased the kit and you have any questions, you can always email me or message me on Facebook. I'd be glad to help you. Okay, thank you for coming.